Welcome everybody back to Boost in Motion, guys, and today I'm going to talk about running E85 on your VQ motor. This applies for the Q50, G37, and 370Z. But before I get into the video, guys, can you please hit that subscription button with the bell notification? I put a lot of information out for the VQ motors, and also I used to own one, and now I have a 3.0T, but I got to give all the love and information to you guys because I know you guys want to build your cars and your NA builds, your turbo builds, your supercharger builds, whatever you're trying to do, trying to help you out. Anyways, let's get into it. Most of you guys read the title. How can you run E85 on your VQ motor? So, or some of you guys even want to know, why should you even run it? Like, what is E85? All right, so let me just briefly break it down. E85 is more of a race fuel. Not necessarily, but it's a better fuel to use because it's safer for the earth. Just know that it burns a lot better, and it's just and the hydrocarbons and all the exhaust is just better for the earth. Let's just knock that out. It's good for the earth. One. But two, it has a higher knock index. What is that? Pretty much you guys know about pre-detonation or knock. At least I hope you guys do. But let me just briefly explain. You have to have combustion inside the cylinder chambers. You have air, fuel, and a spark, right? Now, the spark is what causes the explosion. Now, the VQ motors have high compression motors. So the piston pushes all the way up to the top. And it's literally barely any space. And in that space is where the spark ignites. But remember, guys, when you increase pressure in this air and fuel mixture, you're increasing the pressure. You also increase temperature. And most of the time at higher RPM for high compression motors, there's something called knock. And that knock comes from all that high temperature where that compressed air and fuel mixture ignites without the ignition. So on regular fuel, 87 to 93, when you go up in the octane, there's a less likely chance of this happening because of the fuel. E85 has a lower knock index, which means when you compress it, you have a less likely chance of knock or pre-detonation, guys. Okay? But in some of you guys' cases, you might just be running NA. And because we have a high compression motor, and because of this compressed air that gets so hot that it ignites, you want a fuel that doesn't go boom. Another one of the benefits is because E85 burns at a different rate too, you actually could change the timing tables, which means you can have more aggressive timing. Remember, it is a cooling effect, but because gasoline and E85 burns at different rates and at different temperatures, they can actually have a way more aggressive timing that it could fire before, correct me if I'm wrong, top dead center. I just want to throw myself off. Don't beat me up in the comments. But timing is one of the biggest things because without the proper ignition, you won't be able to burn up all the E85 and or fuel that's being compressed. Because if you don't burn all the fuel up, guess what, guys? You have a rich mixture, which means you're not getting the most power. If you burn up almost all the mixture, where it's almost close to that 14-1 range, I think it might be different for E85, correct me if I'm wrong, then you're going back to that more neutral air-to-fuel ratio where you're getting the most power. Anything too lean after that is just, no, we don't want that. It's no good, no good, no go, okay? All right? Now, I said this in a few other videos. There's going to be two prerequisites that you're going to need to make sure that you're running E85 safely on your VQ motors. Number one, you're going to have to upgrade your fuel pump in the tank, okay? When you upgrade the fuel pump in your tank, that fuel pump, I believe, is like a 220 or 240. I can't necessarily remember, but from some places that I read, they're saying that the stock pump should be good enough on a full E85. I'm not going to recommend that, guys. Some tuners might sit there and say, go ahead. I would recommend at least bumping up to a 255 or higher in-tank fuel pump, okay? And not necessarily, you're not getting the fuel pump because you want an increase of pressure. No, you want an increase of fuel, increase of volume. So some of you guys are going to sit there and say, well, that means that's what we would talk when people talk about where they run out of gas a lot quicker on the E85. And let me use a quick example. 1 cup of, this is not really the right number, but let's say you have 1 cup of gasoline, right? And that 1 cup of gasoline ignites and makes 100 horsepower, right? With E85, you'll need almost a cup and a half just to make 100 horsepower. You get what I'm trying to say, guys? The thermal detonation, or the temperature at it's an idea of like a BTU type of rating, where the amount of heat that is made from E85 is a lot less than the heat that's made from gasoline. So you need more volumes of E85 just to keep up with 1 gallon of a 93 or 87. Okay, guys? So that's why you need a more higher volume of it. That's why you have larger second prerequisite, larger injectors too. The injectors you're going to have to go up to are going to either at least have, I believe at the most, 550 cc. You can find those on GTRs, or there's a few other companies. You can look on Amazon or eBay. But right around that 500 range, 500 cc injectors is what you're going to have to go up to. Reason being, you're going to need to supply more fuel in higher volumes. Not pressure, guys. Volume, because you need more E85 to match the amount of power. Now that we talked about the idea of volume, these are the two prerequisites. It all comes down to your tuner. Guys, you're going to have to go find a tuner in your local area. Or some tuners can actually remote tune you. I don't really have any recommendations for those. But definitely look it up on the forums on the org net or the nets, or even on the Facebook groups. There's probably plenty of tuners somewhere around you. Definitely look it up. Now, some of you guys are going to sit there and say, well, now that I understand E85, I see that I'm going to have to buy an in-tank pump and bigger injectors. I would recommend it. But some tuners say you could get away with what you have stock. They could be right. I'm not a tuner. And now I'm going to need a tune. It's like, what am I powering? What kind of power am I getting from just switching over to E85? Well, looking at a few dynos, and I'm going to try to put a picture up here, you can see that throughout the rev range, you're going to have at least on average an increase of 10 to 15, maybe even at the most 20 wheel horsepower. Reason being, this could be from the bottom of the delta coming from the highest RPM down, or at least the highest peak wheel horsepower. Why is this important? Why should you guys even care about this? Because you look at it like, oh, this is not that much power. It is. For an NA car to make just on a fuel change to 10 to 15 wheel horsepower is actually great. You're burning proper fuel. Your engine's running cooler because E85 has a cooling effect. Remember, guys, it burns at a cooler rate. So because it does that, it's actually protecting your engine through the higher RPM range too. And think about it. What other mod you really going to add on your car that's going to add this much? You guys could go test pipes and full catback exhaust. That could be $1,500 mod. And just for sound, and you'll probably gain 5 to 10 wheel horsepower. You'll have to get tuned into it. But just on a switch of fuel, you can just gain 10 to 15 on average. Come on, guys. I know you guys want to do this. Just look into it if it's definitely around you. So, to bring this video to a close, sorry for making it so long. Just understand, there's going to be the prerequisites. I would recommend definitely changing the in-tank fuel pump. I'll put a description below. And change out the injectors. These are actually relatively cheap modifications to put in your car just so that you can run E85 safely, and then you find a tuner. Understand that when you start running E85, you're going to be able to rev the car even higher, so they're going to be able to push your rev limiter even higher. They do it on 93 too, but at least it'll be a little bit more safer on E85 until you develop valve float. We don't want any valve float. But anyways, otherwise than that, guys, I appreciate y'all. I appreciate y'all so much. If y'all made it to this part of the video, please hit the subscribe. If you like the content, hit the like button. If you want to correct me in the comments, I understand. This is just some of the stuff that I've learned over the years and read, and I wanted to share with you some of you guys because I know people who do run these setups. All right, guys? So otherwise than that, this is Boosted Motion. You can contact me at Boosted Motion on Instagram and Boosted Motion on Facebook. I got my Facebook working properly-ish, but Instagram is like way more quicker and it's way more direct. So otherwise than that, guys, I appreciate y'all very much. This is Boosted Motion signing out. Please check these other videos I'm going to put at the side. Just want to share some more information with you guys just in case you want to build your VQ37 on an NA build. You guys have an amazing, beautiful day.